Okay, we have some Yankee news to talk about. The Yankees have signed their first overall pick, so we'll talk about how much he signed for. And there's some big news regarding the international draft and whether or not it's happening. And this has a big impact on the Yankees. So let's get right into this. First off, the Yankees' first overall pick in the 2022 draft, Spencer Jones, has signed with the Yankees for $2,880,800, which is the full value for his pick. Now, if you're just a little confused on what this means, it pretty much means the Yankees are going to be able to sign every single player that they've drafted this class. If he had signed for over slot value, the Yankees would not have had as much money to spend on players in the later rounds. Him signing for slot value means the Yankees are probably going to be able to sign every single player that they picked. So that's good news. Always good news when a player signs really quickly. And if it goes for slot value, just great news. We know the player isn't holding out and wanting all the money. We know the Yankees aren't trying to be cheap and not sign him for what he's worth. Good to see this happen really quickly. Now, the next bit of big news, which is pretty big for the Yankees, is that the international draft is not going to happen. If you were following the competitive balance negotiations between MLB and the MLB Players Association, you know that they were hung up on whether or not a international draft was going to happen, rather than the current system where each team has a select amount of money and they can just kind of sign whoever they want. This is really big for the Yankees because the Yankees have struck big in the last couple of years in the international market, and it's been a strength for them. And if a draft had happened, they would not have been able to get some of the talents they've gotten. For instance, Jason Dominguez, he probably would have gone number one in any draft. The Yankees wouldn't have gotten him. Roderick Arias, who the Yankees signed in this international period, he probably wouldn't have gone to the Yankees. And the Yankees are expected to sign Brandon Mayea in the 2022 class, who is the best player available on the board. So, really good there. Because if an international draft had happened, it would have really hurt the Yankees' chances of getting good talents here. And the international market has been a strength for the Yankees. They've been pretty good in it. So, really solid news for the Yankees. Just means that they're going to be able to get even more and better talent. So that's the news. Spencer Jones has signed for slot value, signed nice and quickly, and the international draft is not happening.